Yes. Okay.
Am I audible?
Hi, good evening, Satya. Satya, ma'am. How are you today?
Hey, I'm going good, Nirja. How about you?
Good, I'm doing great. Welcome to this session on like how we are going to discuss about what are the latest trends in talent acquisition from the conventional mode of hiring to the latest trends in hiring. I know you're an expert in your area, so I would request to introduce yourself to our viewers today.
Firstly, thank you having me here. So to start with my introduction, I bring over 15 years of experience in HR and talent acquisition across SaaS product-based company, software development company, and IT service consulting organization. I have worked with teams in India, US, and UK, supporting global hiring and HR operation across domains like BFSI, healthcare, retail, and supply chain, including e-commerce and order management system. These are the different platforms, the domain expertise organization have been worked. And I have also worked for a different environment from startups to the large organization, which helped me to understand how hiring needs change based on the business stage. My focus has been on building the teams that support the business growth, not just closing the position. Looking forward to sharing some of my practical experience today, how the hiring challenges are in the current trend.
Wonderful, ma'am. It's great to have you here today on this hot topic. Like everybody is looking out for jobs, and it is very important for them to know how the hiring trends have changed and how they should position themselves in the market. So, thank you so much for coming to the session today and giving your valuable knowledge to our viewers today. Thank you. So let us start with your journey, like how you have been, what shifts you have personally witnessed in talent acquisition over the last 5 to 7 years, ma'am. Give me a brief insight on that.
Okay, so as I said, 15 years I come with the expertise in the HR, so which includes both HR operations and talent acquisition. The one clear shift I have seen in the hiring moving from volume based to outcome based.
Hmm.
So earlier, especially in IT services, we focused more on closing the position
Hmm.
quickly based on the client demand, but that often led to rehiring and higher attrition if you look at in the market.
Excuse me, ma'am. Could you
Especially,
please adjust
yeah,
your mic once? It's very
yeah,
sounding very low.
yeah.
Yes, thank
So
you.
what I was saying, yeah, thank you. So what I was saying here, earlier, especially in IT services, we focused on closing position quickly based on client demand, but that often led to rehiring and higher attrition. Okay, especially in a product based company where I worked, we changed this approach. Instead of hiring only the immediate needs, we focused more on the candidate who could grow with the product and the business. Over the time, this reduced the attrition and improved our team stability. So firstly, we understand what kind of a tech stack they come from. So what is the trending technology they have already been learned in the market, and how we can assist them by giving them a good sort of training and to work on our product. So this is one of the shift which we looked in, that is more on from volume based to outcome based.
Wonderful, ma'am. Wonderful. Great insight. If you had to describe today's hiring landscape in one sentence, what would that it be?
See today hearing, so when you hear externally in the market, hiring is about finding the people, right? So you understand, so you can work with any sort of resources, but especially working with the resources of a resources, especially people, is a very challenging for us. right?
Yes,
Who
ma'am.
can
Yeah.
adapt and contribute over the time and not just match a job description here. So they should
Mm.
understand what exactly the culture of the organization is all about, what is that they're going to work on. So firstly they have to understand what they want. That is very very important, to understand uh, both perspective, a employee perspective as well as a employer perspective. Both the aspects we have to look in. So we as on the recruitment team, we should know what sort of a specification of a candidate is required. The same way the employee also should know what job specification is required. See, sometimes there's a lot of challenges, right? You see in the market, sometimes the hiring is very good, you understand that specification very easily, you close the position. Sometimes the candidate don't even understand what is the requirement is all about. So
Absolutely.
that is the one landscape which we have to understand, adapt and contribute over the time to match with the job description. That is especially a task of the person who is sitting in that particular chair, brings into to the business a talent.
Wonderful, ma'am. So now, how is today's hiring fundamentally different from what we had 5 to 10 years ago? Like it is from shift from conventional to modern hiring. So what are the conventional modes that have changed, and what is the new technology that has come up in the latest hiring? What is your insight on that?
Okay. See, earlier hiring was mostly reactive, right? If you see in the market. Now, especially in some of the organization, hiring is more planned and linked to the business. See,
Mhm.
a very simple example. See, when you recruit any person earlier, I'm just giving you the lateral hiring as well as a campus hiring. You see what exactly the qualification percentage of that particular candidate from the college stream, or in the lateral hiring which company come from, what sort of an experience carry, what is it all about. So now the hiring plans have changed. See, you see some of the organization with 5 to 10 years ago, if you look in, so they had different kinds of plans, right? Hiring was not that planned. You see, like earlier it was called as a recruitment, now we are calling it as a talent acquisition. So after that we started calling as a human resource business planner. So what is a business? It's more talk about, example, in a retail e-commerce project, instead of hiring only when demand come, we aligned hiring without upcoming product release. That improved delivery timelines. In the sense, you should always have a candidate in such a way. You should have always your plan A and plan B to execute your hiring fundamentals. It's very very important, which we didn't had earlier, because the strategies whatever we were using in the earlier, it was different, right? The strategies whatever we are currently using, the trending market, you see, for example, for hiring, we tech stack hiring, we hire from hacker rank, and we also have some of the institution where they give us the enough of candidate who comes up with the good skills. So the mode of hiring is completely changed than experienced based. We are more focusing on the experience as well as skill based, and adaptability of that skill, whether he or she will fit into that particular project.
Yes, absolutely. Whatever you have said is 100% valid. And there's a lot of change in the IT hiring and talent acquisition, as you rightly mentioned. So thank you so much for that. I would like to know from you, Satya ma'am, what are the top three trends in talent acquisition that leaders cannot afford to ignore now?
Okay. According to me, based on my experiences, whichever I carry from my experience, more focus on skill instead of just experience. His experience is very very important. For that, you cannot tell like 1 year experience candidate to do some sort of job, right? So skill is also very important. and the experience also is important. See, if you see some of the organization, you have 10 years old employee, but the skill and adaptability what they have, that is comparatively different from the other skilled employee, right? So you can get that sort of a skill with 5 years also, 10 years also, right? It depends from individuality there. But uh, whichever the experience you take, the skills are very very important. We call it as a KSA, key skills ability, which is very very important. The key skills ability is very very important to hire anybody. And use of
Yes.
tools to manage hiring at scale, right?
Mm.
So you should use lot of, there are a lot of tools right in the market currently whatever we are using, so we should know how to use the tools. Just somebody is using the tools, you are just taking it and you are just using it. No, you, for example, you take chat gpt or gemini or any of the ai related tool, you should know how to use it. You just give something and you just fetch some detail, you don't know whether it is the correct. Yes, whatever you're going to ask, your input, that is what your output, you're going to get it right. But you
Yes.
should know how to use it. So that's the reason we use in the chat gpt prompt, isn't it? So that's one of the, you should know how to manage the tool, any sort of tool. If I tell ms excel, they should know how to do the vlookup, all the lookups there. And they should know how to use office 365, which is trending in the market, office suite. And the other one is we spoke about the skill, that is focus on the skills instead of experience, just an experience. Then we can, the tool is very, very important for managing the hiring scale. It can be any sort of a recruitment. Tools are very, very important from the Excel, basic Excel to the advanced Workday or SAP or Grade HR or KK, whatever it is. So employer reputation influence candidate decisions, isn't it? So reputation of a employer is also very very important. So if you see, a lot of branding is happening. So as a
Mm.
talent acquisition specialist, you should know how to brand your organization, isn't it?
Correct.
So what kind of skills is skills they can take away from
Mm.
our organization, right? When they are either they're coming to our organization or the leaving the organization, we should know that particular. First we should know what we are, what as an organization we are. We have to tell the reputation of our organization to make the candidate a decision to join our organization. That's very very important
Absolutely.
as a talent acquisition specialist.
Yes.
And especially in the startup culture, candidates choose company based on the clarity and stability. They just don't
Mm.
join like that. See, if you see startup like product organization and any sort of a IT company with 50 to 250 employees, they're much scared because it's very easy to hire with the MNC because they have already the
Yes.
brand set values. But when
Mm.
you take startups and all, it's very difficult for them to hire because they don't
Mm.
have the job security there. They think,
Mm.
and they don't know when the salary they're going to will be paid properly or not. And it says organization is since from 2 3 years. So these are all the questions which are raised in their mind. For that, it's very very important. As a employer, we should
Mm.
state our reputation, or reputation is very very important. And we should
Mm.
talk what exactly we are doing. So now you have lot of medias which are there in the market. You can just release something about your skills whatever you're hiring, and you can talk about that skills, and you can do a webinars, or else you can do the job phase. You
Yes.
can also connect with the different same kind of an platform in the LinkedIn. You can just create a groups of your circle, and you can just, when you're releasing any particular product, simple, I'll just tell you, one of the transaction processing system of banking, you wanted to know about the fixed account asset management, one tool. So you release it, you tell, okay, this is what your product, this is what your takeaway, and these are the engineers who are working with us. So this what make them to understand, okay, this is what I'm going to implement the project, this is what I'm going to do. So this has to be done, but from the employer, to give the clarity and to make candidate understand the stability of their organization, how they have been structured that particular product or IT services for which client they are working for.
Wonderful, ma'am. Great insight and lot of valuable takeaways from whatever you are sharing today. It's a lot of uh, eye openers for me, lot of bulb on moments for me today. Thank you very much. So my
Thank you,
next
Neha.
question is, what are the biggest challenges that does talent acquisition leaders are facing today? Is it talent shortage is real or is it a mismatch problem? So why not many people are getting placed or why there is a lot of firing is going on whereas no hiring is going on. So what do you think according to you is the actual real problem and according to you what is the solution?
See, mismatch between the expectation and available talent, right? See, especially if you see in a BFSI and a healthcare hiring, okay,
Mm,
finding exact skill match is difficult. So flexibility is required, isn't it?
mm,
See, sometime what happened, very simple example, I'll tell you. Suppose if I want to hire for my team, so my team I need as a senior HR leader, I want to hire a different set of team members. It can be related to talent acquisition or a payroll, or who maintain the other sort of HRIS tools, like this sort of. So we cannot expect all skills are available in one particular employee, isn't it?
mm,
So we should see like whether they have 60% to 70, 60 to 70% of the skill match, where if I give them 40% through my training or through my knowledge transfer, whether
mm,
that candidate is going to pick it up or not. So this
mm,
is a ability a specialist who is taking an interviewer should have it. So
mm,
that is a more about the judgmental skills, which is very
mm,
very important. So just for a taking and sake of an interview, and if you see nowadays resume, everything, if you see, you just pay something, you'll get a nice resume, isn't it?
mm,
And if you want to do anything, all your resumes, everything will be inbuilt, prepared in Canva, or you can prepare in my perfect resume, or any sort of resumes. You can just get it. You just give them some input, it's going to give you the resume, right? Do you think a book can be judged by a cover? No, isn't
no.
it? You should
Yes.
know
Perfect.
you should know, yeah, you should know what exactly the content in the book,
Mm,
because the content is very very important. Just see the book as a resume. Just
mm,
resume is your just book car. You should know what is the content. For that, what is exactly is required, whether he's having that kind of experience, what kind of skills is coming. You just give an employee, the candidate, an opportunity, isn't it? And see if you directly you say talent is shortage, no. So India is a very big democratic country, isn't it?
yes.
You have so
Absolutely.
many, yeah, you have so many skilled people. So you
Yes.
see, like, most of the skilled are there in India, who are taken by the US UK market. And you can see our Google CEO, or whatever the different CEOs, if you see in the
Yes.
market,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
So they're all not a mismatch, isn't it?
Mm,
So they're
mm,
all skill based. Firstly, you should
mm,
understand each and every human being in the society have the skills. You should
mm,
know how to utilize the skill. So once you utilize the skill, the things will go. So that there is a very important some of the the famous authors which I follow, right, especially in the HR. So we tell, um, always you take care of your employees, isn't it? Employees will take care of your
of the
business,
company. Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
And
Very true.
stay
Yeah.
very 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 important. So in the same way, when you take care of your employees, automatically employer will grow in the market along with the employee. In the same way, when you take care of a candidate and you understand what kind of a skills if comes from, definitely your problem is going to solve. The shortage problem is going to solve. right? For that, I'm not telling you the candidate who is coming, so 1 to 10 rating scaling, you tell the
Mm.
candidate come falls in the 5 scaling, you should be able to tell that 5 scaling on what parameter is coming. You just don't tell 5 scaling, isn't it? He's
Mm.
mismatched because he's
Exactly.
having 5 scaling. You have
Yes.
certain parameter. Okay, he's not having the, he's having a, he's not able to communicate properly, you don't have the email ethics, or you don't understand the particular specifications what exactly we required in the job. Okay,
Mm.
fine, you have some parameters with you, you see this rating, just don't take the interview just like that and tell he is not mostly mismatched to the organization. You should know the exact skill,
Mm.
where then your hiring become easier. This is the one. And the other one, speed versus quality, right? Clarity to solve this. When role expectations are clear, hiring becomes faster and better. Okay, see, sometimes in some talent acquisition, especially, the challenge is you don't understand the what exactly the skills is required. That is a gap. So always, as a leader, you have to support your team to
Mm.
bring in the best talent. For that, you should know first, especially in your business development call with the hiring manager, what sort of um, candidates to bring in. So it's always a, see, talent acquisition is not a one man show, isn't it? You just source, you screen, and you just put it for the panelist, the interview is done. No, this is a continuous process, isn't it, in the organization? So
Mm.
whenever you're bringing in the talent, you should make sure that talent is good in the market. The sourcing specialist should be good, and they have to screen the profile, and it has to go to the interview
Mm.
level. When it go to the interview level, see whether if we reject it, why he is being rejected. So if you get the next candidate, whatever the rejections are happen, based on that you do the cross corrections there and get the better candidate and understand the gap and fill the position. That becomes faster and better.
Absolutely. Yes,
Okay,
very
so
true.
this is one. And the other one, and the other point which I like to add on here, changing requirement during hiring. So firstly you say I want 5 to 10 years experience, then later on you move, okay fine, the salaries are more, okay let's move to 3 to 4. Okay fine, let's, this candidates are not good, okay fine, let's. So don't do that. You want something in the market, make sure the hiring manager, this is what the description is given, this is how we are
Mm.
going to close the position. Because see, once the requisition come, you cannot change like that wherever you want. Once the
Yep.
requisition comes, you should be very clear, okay, this is what is the expectation. Otherwise what happens, this delays the decision and definitely affect the candidate experience here.
Yes. You rightly mentioned, ma'am, like depending on the role suitability, the years of expertise also does matter. Because what I'm
Very true.
seeing in the market is for the role of HRBP, which requires at least 12 years of experience, they are
Hmm.
underrating it just for the constraints of budget. They are just
Very true.
underrating it to 5 to 6 years of experience for a HRBP role. That is
Yeah.
exactly a role for a senior executive. 5 to 6
Very
years
true.
of experience. They are hiring HRBP at a 5 to 6 years of experience. So you won't get the right talent when you are downgrading the experience and you wanted a professional. How come the resilience will be there? How to handle the problems? How to handle the pressure? The candidate will not know. You rightly mentioned
Very
this,
true.
and thanks for bringing up this point also. And one more thing that comes to my mind is, as you said, the candidate should be hired. We should also see if the candidate is trainable,
Very true.
will not have all the skills. So, but
Very,
keeping in our company, can we train this? Is he adaptable? Is he a quick learner? How fast is he able to grasp the things? How soon he can execute? So these are all the things that all the parameters, as you said, 5 parameters are, you are rating the candidate on 5 parameters. What
very
about the
true.
rest
Hmm.
5 parameters? Why did you reject that? What are the uh, remaining set of 5 parameters? So that also should be brought forward and that should also be investigated
Very
so
true.
that we get the candidate as a healthy candidate to the company. Only
Very
then
true.
if you plant healthy seedlings, only then the crop will be good. If you
Very
don't,
true.
if you downgrade the seedlings and you get the falsified nuts to plant in the soil, you won't get a good crop.
Very true. That's
Right.
well said, Nirja. Because
Yes.
see, the that's what, like, if you see earlier. So I'm just giving a simple examples in the 90s, or whatever we are talking in our generation when we were studying. So you see, people are still, I see, like, they are working in the same organization from 10 to 15 years,
Mm.
20 years. It doesn't
Yes,
mean that they finish their 20 years, they're aging out and they're throwing out from the organization. No, they have
exactly.
such an ethical things they follow,
Mm. Mm.
right? So now you see
Yes.
some candidates, they join for 6 months,
Mm.
and you don't know they're with some other organization after 6 months, isn't it?
Mhm.
So they should know
Absolutely.
the importance of the
Mhm.
value system, right?
Mm.
Value system is very, very important. And
Mm.
also the moral, whatever you're talking about,
Yes.
the moral
Yes.
is very, very, they have to follow for both, for
Yes.
I'm saying for both employees as well as
Mm.
employer. So
Yes.
nobody should take them, each of them, for a ride, isn't
Yes.
it?
Now there
So
is a quick point.
employee,
Hmm.
huh,
Let me ask you this. When we are discussing about the hiring trend, so what do you see the talent acquisition in the next 3 to 5 years? How is it going to transition?
okay, see, I see, like, now, based on the few of the my experiences on the hiring site, it is more flexible and skill focused, right?
Mm.
Just because, as you told, like, tools is very important, and you should know how to manage the tools, as I said earlier, right? So, through the tools, you will be able to understand. For example, if you want to hire any developer, you should be able to know, okay, what kind of SQL skill he has, and what is the how he is rated in the HTML, how he can do the programming on the Java perspective. So these are the different skills on the tech stacks. So like that, you have on the marketing also, finance also, all these different stuffs are there. So
Mm.
the more flexible and skill focused organization will depend more on the internal talent movement. That's what
Mm.
I'm saying, right? So what is the internal talent movement? For example, so if you see earlier, we used to see, especially in the banks, so very good example in the banks. If you go to the bank, you see some one of the employee will be sitting in the cash counter. After 1 or 2 months, if you see that person will not be sitting there, right? So he'll be moved to the other chamber. He might be in the ATM section, or he might be in some other account section. Like, the
Mm.
internal movement is very, very important. So they learn the all the skills, isn't it? All the
Mm.
skills related to that particular banking aspect. Here also, in the same way, an organization will depend more on the internal talent management.
Yes.
Okay. So
Mm.
internal talent management is very, very important. Whatever is there, see, very simple example, as you told about the seed. Whatever the seed, in that seed you have got the fruit. Try to utilize that fruit in a different way. Either you can cook it in a you can squeeze and get the juice out of it, or either you wanted to cut it, or you wanted to just chew it like that. Whatever the way you want to do it, you have already the fruit in your basket in the
Mm.
organization. So how
Mm.
you wanted to utilize in a different way, that is very, very important, which is going to change in the 3 to 5 years in the market. That's my perspective. Yeah.
Yes. Great. So now this rapid fire question, ma'am. Okay. Now it's a rapid fire round. So one hiring trend you strongly believe in.
Okay.
You have to answer. What is that one hiring trend
It is
you st-
okay, skill based hiring, I can tell.
Yes. Wonderful. One trend you think which is overrated.
Over automation, don't do too much of automations.
Okay.
You should have human skills.
Yes. Now, yes. So I'll go for the next one. Is it higher for skill or attitude? Which is important?
Attitude is also important, and skills is also important. The attitude of learning is very important. The attitude of learning ability is very, very important. So I think attitude is every human being should have an attitude.
Yes.
So that's how you
Wonderful.
understand and make it out the what kind of a
Yes.
skills,
Yes.
because every you cannot step into the
Mm.
you are especially your foot into the different shoes, right? You have your own
Yes.
shoes.
Yes. Okay. Now, AI in hiring, is it opportunity or a risk?
See, it is helpful, but needs human judgment. Otherwise, you cannot just go blindly with the AI.
Yes, correct. One word to describe the future of talent acquisition.
So talent acquisition is very important in each and every organization. Please don't think
Ma'am,
there is a
one word.
difference between. Okay, adaptability.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So, you, what's that one piece of advice you want to give to organizations who are trying to improve their hiring strategy today?
Okay, so always hire for a long term capability. Plan hiring on future based, not just to fill the current requirement.
Wonderful, ma'am. Thank you. And one message to the candidates navigating today's job market.
See, focus on building the skills. As I
Mm,
said, adaptability is very important for the future. Okay, so grow with the team and build the team, build your
mm,
skills, adapt the skills, and that's how you grow in the organization. That's how the business also grows in the business also grows.
wonderful. And if there is one thing you want people to take away from our conversation today, what would that be?
Um, Firstly, thank you, Neeraja, for having me here. That was great. So, because talent acquisition, which is very heart touching topic for me, and when I want to, just give you a final takeaway. So, talent acquisition is not just about filling the roles. It's about
Mm,
building teams that grow with the business, and you have a talent, try to get utilize the talent and groom them in such a way where they become the stars in the organization and
mm.
internally as well as externally in the market. And you have to create the they have to create their brand value, and that brand value create the business brand value.
Wonderful. Wonderful, Satyavati ma'am, and it was great interaction with you. I've got a lot of insights from me, for me, lot of bulb on moments, and the strategy to how the organization should see going forward the hiring trends, how the organization should implement their strategies or modify their strategies, and how they can hire better talent, and also how the candidates should come up with their skills, like how they should position themselves, how should they should be open to learning new skills, adaptability. A lot of insights you have given me today, and I'm sure that our viewers also are going to take a lot of takeaways from today's session. And if at all they want to reach you, they can ping in the comment section under this video, and I'll be happy to answer them with coordinating with Satya ma'am. And we are going to come up with more and more insights and more videos like this in future, specifically. And thank you so much, and it's a great session. And please do mention your comments, feedback, and subscribe to this for more insights on latest talent acquisition trends. Thank you, Satya ma'am, once again. It's a great pleasure having you with us today, and we wish you all the best in all your future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nida. Thank you having me for
Yeah.
the call. All the best for your channel.